Welcome to Mommy's Black Book Podcast, the ultimate me time where we spill the tea.
From motherhood to sexcapades and everything in between, grab the wine,
Because it's girl talk time. We're your hosts. I'm Lexi, Lynn.
And I'm Miss Baby May.
Hello, Miss May.
Hello, darling.
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in today. How has your week been? Fluffy stuff.
In the great scheme of things, my weekend was pretty uneventful. I had a threesome. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
And then she's our unicorn. I am proud to say, damn it, we have a unicorn. We are the fortunate couple. This is a wonderful gal. And she spread some of her fertility magic to us.
Ooh.
She said that the last 2 times she slept with a couple, they ended up pregnant. So, superstition? Probably. Is it cool? Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
We had a fun little date last weekend. We went to the beach and took some cute little pictures and my cute little schoolgirl skirt that he got me.
I saw those.
Aren't they cute?
They are cute. Yes.
He surprised me with that skirt. He does great things for me.
That's awesome. That is awesome. You have an awesome man.
He's a pretty good one. But
we like him. Good friend. Good man.
Good guy. Good guy.
Yes.
But he took me out to dinner. But here's the thing. We are suckers for some role play. Okay? And we decided to role play for the entirety of our dinner date.
Mm-hmm.
So our role play was that Princess Peach, shout out. Our role play was that she set us up on a blind date.
Oh.
So we were meeting for the first time.
That's fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We want to do a date like that.
It was great, and it was fun because we really like to play off each other, and we're actually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Because we do it often enough that it just happens.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But he actually had my little remote control toy the entirety of the date as well. So in the restaurant when I was ordering, he kicked it up all the way, and I was like, yeah, I'll have the fish and chips. In the middle of an orgasm. It was fantastic.
Oh my god.
I think the waiter, who was also the bartender, who knew I was checking him out, I think he kind of picked up on it though. He was looking at me.
Oh, too funny.
But yeah, those are the highlights of my week. It's been pretty chill. I'm just working.
Yeah.
Taking care of the garden because it's fucking too dry here. We're having a drought. Nobody's talking about it.
It's insanely dry.
It's way too dry.
Everything here is brown in the normally evergreen state.
Well, not only that, but it's brown too early. Especially where we live, we have a bunch of microclimates here, and it's generally a dry area. So, it gets brown, but, at the end of August and into September, it's the middle of July, man.
Yeah.
That random heat wave fried everything.
It did.
My poor garden.
I don't think that our
still
blackberry
recovering.
bush out in the back is going to do anything this year.
I already have, pounds of blackberries ready
Really?
to go, yeah.
Ours are just, sad, pathetic little fucks out there. But
They need
also,
to be maintained.
yeah, it was we aren't taking care of shit. We're just, whatever, we got babies, fuck this. But our landlord told us the only reason he's not selling the house and kicking everybody, including the tenant in the garage that we have nothing to do with, out, is because we have kids. He's like, the only reason I am not selling the house is because you have 2 children, 2 young kids. If you didn't have those kids, if I were renting to anybody else, I'd be selling the house and everybody who lives there, including the separate tenant, would be out. And he's like, but you guys gotta fucking maintain the yard more. So we've been doing our best to go out there and maintain that shit because the lawn is this man's pride and fucking joy.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Why do people want grass lawns? They turn brown. If you have a nice dandelion lawn, it stays green.
And dandelions are good for you.
They're good for you.
Don't ruin the fucking earth that they're sitting on. Don't pollute the soil that they're growing in. And they're going to be some highly vitamin-packed little flowers.
Yeah, I make dandelion salads. Me and the kids make dandelion tea all the time, which is really
haven't
delicious.
Eaten them because I know that they've put fertilizers and shit that, like, weed killers and all that crap in this lawn. Otherwise, I'd be running around picking them and eating them. As is, I save them for my spell work. I have a bag of dried ones that I keep for spells.
For everything.
Yes. Dandelions are fantastic.
We're really big on the whole native gardening. So Jay has this project that he's working on, and he's putting a whole native bush collection up front to form like a natural screen against our front porch.
Nice.
And he's got some pretty cool bushes, man. He's got a stinging nettle, and it's just gonna spread.
That's awesome. Sounds like a pretty good garden. I am only maintaining what's in the house and immediately next to the sliding glass door right now. I went out and butchered some plants. I mean, they're not dead, but I had to trim them back a lot because we hadn't done anything to them. And so our landlord was like, the bushes are overgrown back there and the lawn's not being mowed. And we were like, yo, lawnmower's broken. We've told you that.
Give us a new one.
Yeah, so they did. We went in to pay our rent this last month, and the landlord's wife was like, asked Joe, were you able to get the lawnmower fixed? And he's like, no. And so she got super pissed because they own the Sears in town. So we go into Sears to pay our rent. And so she got super pissed because the lawnmower wasn't fixed yet. And she went over and she ripped the tag off one of the lawnmowers on the Sears display floor and pushed it over to him and said, you're taking this home. And she sent him home with a new lawnmower.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and beautiful. So we've been doing our best to maintain it, to make the landlord happy. So that's his biggest gripe, is the lawn. And I'm like, yo, you never come in, you have not once, we've lived here for 1.5 years, not once has he come in and asked to do an inspection on the inside of the home. The inside of the home is fine. Just because the glass is the grass is overgrown. Just stop whining. Come on now. Freaking.
Could be worse. You could be fucking up these nice floors.
Right? The guy in the garage parks his motorcycle in the fucking living room. They actually put a notice on his door, though, that for the first time in 7 years, they're going to do a walkthrough of his side of the house. Of the garage apartment, because they're pissed off and they're looking for extra reasons to kick him out, even though he doesn't pay his full rent or his utilities, and that's reason enough.
They're gonna find like dead bodies in there.
Oh my god, seriously. He never goes into his portion of the backyard. Our backyard, you know, it's so for listeners, our backyard is a very large yard. My home is split. We record in my home is split. We have a garage tenant that we have nothing to do with. We share a laundry room. But so he has his section of the yard that's fenced off, but he has not gone out there. We've lived here for so long, we've never once seen him even open the sliding glass door that leads into the backyard.
Weird. That's weird.
Yeah, we went over to do yard work onto his side of the shit, and I was looking down, and the ground, I realized that there was not a single place that I was stepping that wasn't a spider web, like for funnel web spiders. The entire side of the yard, once you hit that fence, once you cross the fence line into what is his section of the yard, you are just standing on nothing but funnel web spiders.
That's disgusting.
It is, oh my god, it terrified me. I freaked the fuck out. I almost vomited on the spot, and I threw my hands up and I yelled at Joe, I am not taking care of this side of the yard. He's clearly never come out here in 7 years that he's lived here. I'm out. I was like, you're responsible for this side.
Not
Deuces.
doing it. Not doing it.
Yeah, hell the fuck no. Spiders are like one of my biggest fucking fears. They are my biggest fear, aside from something happening to my child. Like,
you and your sister, I don't get it. I don't get it.
They're
Spiders
terrifying.
Are so cool.
No, they're the scariest thing. They've got their legs and they've got their fucking eyes. Okay. all fucking 16 features, not down. I fucking, I've had wolf spiders crawl across my feet, and I swear, I saw all 8 of its little eyeballs stare back at me, and yes, oh my god, it's like a nightmare from my childhood that haunts me forever, only it wasn't a nightmare, it was real. Okay, so this really did happen to me as a kid. My parents had split, and the way that the custody arrangement was, we went over to my dad's house like one weekend over every month or whatever. And so the front bathroom in his house that we used was not getting used regularly. And I went to open the shower curtain one day while I was standing on the edge of the bathtub, and this huge wolf spider, desert wolf spider, came crawling out from behind the shower curtain, hit the edge of my foot, stopped, and literally turned side to side, and I swear to God, it looked up at me. I don't know if it really did, but my little kid brain saw it look up at me.
It looked into your soul.
It did. I screamed because it was like half the size of my fucking foot. And then I wouldn't go into that bathroom for months. For months on end. I think for a good year, I refused to go into that bathroom, and I showered in my dad's bathroom and everything. And if he wouldn't let me shower in his bathroom, I just wouldn't shower for the weekend that I was at my dad's house because I was terrified of spiders. So bad. I was like 7 or something like that, and it was just so horrifying. And then when I was like 16, I think, I got bit by a spider 6 times that I happened to be highly allergic to.
Oh, no.
My mom lived out in an acreage property, and by the time I walked from the gate where I got bit to the front door of her house, my hand had swelled up to like twice its normal size and turned fucking purple.
Oh my gosh.
And then I spent the entire night having this crazy reaction as if I had been bit by a black widow, but the spider that bit me was green. So I started doing all sorts of freaking research on it, and I found out it was crab spiders, and that they're supposed to be harmless unless you're allergic to them. Ha!
Surprise, you're allergic to everything.
Yeah, I know, right? Can't eat, can't get bit by spiders. But yeah, so after that, my fear of spiders went into an irrational fear of spiders.
Not too long ago, I think it may have been within the last year, I went to my little like jacket closet next to the front door and pulled out one of my big winter jackets because it was like windy day or something. And I put it on. Good. Right?
That's a good vape.
And then I put it on, and then I went to go talk to Jay in the kitchen, and then he like looks at me weird, like his eyes get all wide, and then I was like, what? And as soon as I said that, I felt something crawl across my face, and I was like, so I brushed it off, and it was a giant wolf spider that crawled out of my jacket and like up across my face, and he was like, don't move. May, don't move. And I moved and I freaked out. I did.
Cried.
I did. I cried. I was terrified.
Oh my god. The
Mm.
spiders are cool until they're on your face.
Yeah, so like I respect spiders. I don't kill spiders. I move them outside. Like I try not to kill them, you know. But like I'm still terrified of them.
That would make me like shit my pants.
It was awful.
Oh my god, just telling me that makes me feel traumatized. That's one of my biggest fears. And you know what started it? Is Dead Like Me. Have you ever seen that show?
I'm not.
Okay, it aired when I was in like fucking high school. They only did 2 seasons of it, and it was on Showtime. And it was about a girl who was killed and turned into a Grim Reaper. And she had to go around and collect the souls of people before they died so that they wouldn't experience the trauma of their death and their soul could move on in peace. Well, one of the episodes, the guy that gets killed that they have to reap his soul, he gets killed because there's a nest of toxic spiders that hatches in his coat closet.
Oh.
So he goes in and he grabs his coat and he puts on his coat and he goes to drive down the road, and it crawls out of the back of his fucking jacket and bites him on the neck.
No.
And he has a reaction to the venom, and he fucking gets in a car wreck and dies. And that's how he dies, and it's all from a spider bite. And so ever since watching that, I'm like shaking shit out if it's in the closet for a long time. I'm just like,
no, I do that too. Ever since that night, every time I put on a shirt, anything out of my closet, I shake it.
Yeah.
Before I put it on, because I'm fucking paranoid.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yo, you want to hear something crazy? So I think I
Yes.
told you last week I got stung for the first time. 27 years.
Yeah,
My whole life. Got stung for the very first time last week.
that's crazy.
2 days ago, I was out in the garden and I stepped on another bee, and then 20 minutes later, I got stung twice by a yellow jacket.
What the fuck?
So now I'm just covered in these fucking welts. There's one on the right in the middle
Oh my
of my
god,
foot.
I
man.
see it.
It's
What the
awful.
fuck?
It's so itchy.
That's terrible. My welts are for a different reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
To the juice.
How was your week?
Very, very eventful.
Tell me.
Oh my god. So, Joe found us a couple on FetLife.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So, they are in a dom-sub relationship. It's very interesting. They are both extremely sexy people.
Really?
Oh my fucking god. Like, this woman has the hips and the tits and the waist that, like, I mean, perfect fucking hourglass figure.
Oof.
Dump truck, MILF ass, and tits. With, like, the wide hips and the flat front and the stomach. Even though she's got the mom tummy, it's still flat. You can tell she's had a baby,
Beautiful.
but, like, I mean, literally the perfect MILF body. Oh my god. And she's got beautiful long blonde hair. Oh, girl. Just gorgeous.
Excuse me over here.
Right? Like, woo. Fucking flawless. I've never, like, just mwah.
Perfection.
Yes. And her boyfriend is also fucking perfection. Okay? Like, two perfect fucking people, one fucking house.
Damn.
Holy shit. And so they were talking a little bit in Messenger, and we were like, oh, well, let's start a group chat with you and me and the wife. And she goes, oh, well, what about my boyfriend? And we were like, well, throw him in there. Come on now, let's
Yeah,
get it.
of course. Yeah.
Like,
more the merrier.
Right? We're not going to exclude him if he's interested in this.
Yeah,
you
bring
know.
him on in.
So we started a group chat with the four of us, and almost immediately plans are made.
Oof.
So last week, I think it was on Tuesday when we didn't record,
Okay.
we went over. Oh, no. It started with her coming over here by herself.
Oh.
Okay. So she came over here because I didn't know it, but they had never branched out yet in their relationship. So she came over, and it was his idea too. He was like, because Joe was at work, and he goes, well, we have the kids, but, you know, can she come over? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Our only rule is don't let the kids see. Like, obviously, it makes sense. So she came over, and we're smoking, we're talking. She starts checking out my OnlyFans, because we had been talking about that. And she goes, oh my god, I'm getting so horny right now, and that is not fair, because you said no PDA. And I was like, we can go in the other room. Like,
The kids can see in there.
yeah, I was like, we can go play. They're in here. They can take care of themselves. Like, come on now, let's go. So we went in the other room, and she and I fucked for like an hour. Like, fucking nonstop, just going at it. Toys, freaking oral, freaking scissoring, the whole nine, everything.
I'm so happy.
And then freaking, we're sending pictures to the guys.
Okay.
To both our guys in the group chat. And at this point, we're not sending pictures anymore, and our phones are just pinging back and forth. And the guys are just texting, bing, 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 bing. They're super excited. And then all of a sudden, the door opens.
Oh no!
And she goes, is that a man? And at this point, she and I were like taking a break from everything, and we were just laying naked in the bed. And I was like, yep. And we had gone through the text messages while we were laying there, and her man had sent my man a message saying, get home, bro. go help him, get in there, like, go, go, go. He was, like, encouraging him, get home faster.
You gotta go.
So, he had the green light. My man had the green light to, like, get in there, right?
Yes.
So he comes home and comes into the bedroom, and there's 2 naked women in his bed that one of them he did not know was even going to be there.
Surprise.
Until 30 minutes before he got out of work. And he was like, holy fucking shit.
I'm the happiest man in the world.
Right? So he goes, showers off, and then comes and joins the fun. We have a fucking spontaneous impromptu threesome.
Those are the best.
Oh, fuck yes. Mm-hmm. Then the next day comes, and she goes, do you want to come over here? And
well, since you offer.
Right, so it was before he had to go into work or his day off. I don't fucking know, because it was a morning. It was during the morning time. I pop over there, and I have a threesome with her and her man.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 3 of us have our threesome, and we have our fun, and then I come home, and then the next day comes, and she goes, so does Joe want to come over? And so Joe and I talk about it, and I was like, okay.
Did he go?
He went and played without me for the first fucking time.
Okay.
So
and
it was fun.
Yay!
He came home. He had his threesome with her and her man. You know, they banged her out together. They spit roasted her. They fucking, you know, they did all their naughty things to her. They sent me fucking pictures. And he came home, and I was laying drunk on the kitchen floor, face down on the kitchen floor, because I was kind of having a little bit of a freak out at the same time, because
Aww.
he was gone for a long time, and at first I wasn't getting any messages. He was like, I guarantee I'm not going to forget about you. I'm going to send you pictures. But for every other instance, it's been a pretty quick, like, straight to the goodies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the guys got to talking and all that shit. So an hour in, I hadn't gotten any pictures or anything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck, yeah, he said he wasn't going to forget about me, but look at this shit.
I'm just here
So, right? I was hammered. And so he found me when he got home, face down on the kitchen floor with a sticky note on my chest that said panic attack, and in my brain, tequila. In his brain, panic attack and scribbles. Because they were written 3 shots or so apart from each other.
No.
And so he comes home and he's like, are you okay? And I look at him and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And he's like, what? And I was having a panic attack. And he goes, yeah. And I was yeah. Then he started sending me pictures, and it was good.
And then it was
Everything else was fine.
I'm fine now.
I was like, I was just worried because it had been an hour and I hadn't heard anything. And then you sent me a message saying that you guys were still just talking. And I was like, God damn it, shut up and start fucking.
Men and they're talking.
Right? I was like, Jesus.
I love it.
He goes, no, she got a little impatient, and she grabbed us both and was like, we're done talking.
Stop, just fuck me.
Yeah. And, sorry, water break. Anyway.
Hydrate.
So, then he and I talk, and he gives me all the naughty details of everything, and freaking then he and I banged out until 4:30 in the fucking morning, just nonstop going at it.
Beautiful.
Then 2 days later comes around, and we had already planned that we were going to go over in a group setting. And so we had dinner. They made dinner, and we went over there. Funny thing, completely not sexual. They have this table that has seats that are attached that swing in and out.
Okay, yeah.
Not a good thing.
No.
In theory, it's great. Until you have someone like me who's fidgety sitting on them. I was like a couple drinks in, a couple shots, because I do tequila. So I'm like a couple shots in, and I go to shift my weight while I'm sitting on this stool, and I fell fucking backwards, and the stool shifted in,
no.
and I went, woo, and just flew backwards. But fortunately for me, I've got reflexes like a fucking cat. And I grab onto the edge of the fucking table before I hit the ground. So my knees are still hooked onto this little bar stool, and my hands are hooked onto this table. And meanwhile, Joe is like grabbed me,
scooping you up.
Yeah, and then both the freaking, you know, people who live in the house who own the table leap up, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Meanwhile, I'm dangling there like a sloth, laughing my fucking ass off. It was ridiculous, freaking funny.
Aww,
but
fun.
It was a good time. Like, even if nothing sex had happened, just that made it worth it, because that was hilarious. But yeah, so then we all basically like couple swapped in the living room, and there was a point where, because her man is very dominant and everything, and Joe is too, but he also knows that I'm like, I have to be in the right mindset for him to be dominant. But we were in there, and he started choking me so fucking hard, girl. It was hot. Like, oh my God. Like, we discussed safe words ahead of time, because the initial plan was that they were going to put us up on the restraint bar.
Okay.
They're into BDSM, restraints, all that other shit. They've got multiple floggers and paddles and all this other. He has enough restraints that he had a pair for her and for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, cool. And he had like multiple eye masks for me to choose from.
Yeah.
He's like, and he knew that I was anxious. So one thing that I really liked was, because we had the icebreaker, like, we're just gonna have a regular fucking couple swap foursome, blah 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 blah, and then we went to like smoke and all that, and we were gonna have a smoke break, have another drink, and then go, and they were gonna throw us up on the bars. And then we were sitting there, and we're in bed. All four of us are in his bed. She's scratching Joe up. She's got acrylics. Ooh. She's scratching Joe up and like running her fingers up and down his back and just clawing the shit out of him. He's just loving it. And meanwhile, her man is talking to me. He's broken out the wrist restraints, and he's talking to me. He knows that I've only ever been restrained one time, and that I'm still a little leery, but it's something I'm interested in. I want to do. And so he's intently like looking into my eyes with his fucking beautiful ones, I might add. And we're having a not intimate in the sense of like romance intimate, but intimate in the sense of I am paying attention to you and communicating specifically with you, and like paying attention to your response to this kind of intimate, you know what I mean? And so he's like focused on me. He's putting the restraints around my wrists. He's talking to me about like what he likes to do with his woman, things he'd like to do with me if I'm okay with it, the importance of safe words and all this other shit, which made me feel really good. I was like, that conversation made me feel a lot more comfortable. Well, then we start fooling around a little more, and then she's like, oh, well, I need to use the bathroom. And she goes downstairs instead of to the bathroom immediately off the bedroom. And she's gone for a minute, so he goes to check on her, and he comes back, and he's like, yeah, she's not doing too good. Oh, no. And we're like, oh, no. And he's like, yeah, she drank a little too much. Oh, she got sick. And we're like, oh, okay.
Poor girl.
So we go out, and we, like, have a smoke and all that. And she's laying in bed, and the guys are like, you know what? Especially because he's a dom. He's like, you know what? She messed up. She drank too much. This one didn't.
Consequences.
Yep. This one didn't drink too much. This one doesn't have to be punished. This one doesn't have to miss out on the fun just because that one is too intoxicated. So we can still have fun with her. And then, so we're getting ready to, like, he's talking to me more about, like, all this other stuff, like, because they don't want to just throw me up in there without preparing me. And then looks at the clock and goes, holy shit. I have to be awake for work in 4 hours. And we were like, oh shit.
No.
Well, we're going to get out of your hair. You need to go have a nap.
Oh, yeah.
And so, we leave. We come home. We walked home. We got home at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then we spent another couple hours fucking.
Banging it out.
Yeah, we went to bed at about 5 a.m. that day. And, right? Well, then on Sunday, so 2 days later, we went over. We had dinner again, grilled up some steaks, all that good shit. And we started the night with the bar. So, they took us up, and because they're dom sub, she has a collar and a leash. And because that's something Joe's always been interested in, but I've always kind of like, I'm not so sure. But it's also something he wasn't really, because he knows I've had trauma in the past and that I have issues with authority and control and stuff like that. He never really brought it up to me either. He never went into like, oh yeah, I'd love to have a dom sub dynamic until we really met this couple. So then he's opening up to me more about how he'd like that. So they're showing us the way they work, their dom sub relationship. So he tells her to go up and get the leash and collar and all that stuff, and she puts it on, and he like has her, demonstrate what it's like when she goes into the sub mindset, and then takes her upstairs and has her get their restraints, and they start putting us on their restraints, and he's like, okay, I've got the blindfolds and all this, and he starts putting her up on the bar. And we say the bar because they have pull-up bars in the doorways, and they have 2 doorways, 2 pull-up bars. So it's being put up on the bar on their restraints. And I start to have an anxiety attack because I'm just like, holy shit, this is happening.
I'm nervous.
Yes. And so I'm talking to Joe, and I'm calling him daddy because he likes to be called daddy. Like in the past, I've called him daddy, but it was just like during sex and like during that role play type thing. But I'm like, if we're going to explore the dom sub dynamic, and you want to be called daddy, and you want to test this out in our relationship, we'll see how it goes. Like, I'm not going to tell you no. You've appeased me for a million things. Like, why should I not give you that same? So we're working on it. He found a pet name that I really like. Oh, he started calling me Kitten. We went and we threw a few of them around. And we finally settled on Kitten, because I like when he calls me special girl, but that's not like a conversation thing. That's we're fucking and you're my special girl, like, and that'll get me like, ooh, But he can't just call me special girl during conversation, So he calls me Kitten now. He started calling me Kitten, and I like it. And I call him daddy. I don't call him daddy 100% of the time. It depends on who's around. Like if Joe's mom's around, I'm not going to call him daddy. I'm going to call him Joe. And I'm also not going to with Lorelai around, because she can be like, why are you calling him daddy? But at the same time, I can play it off because I'm calling him daddy because,
because there's kids around.
Yeah,
he's
daddy.
Clearly daddy.
Yeah. But we also had a conversation about the daddy name and about how it's not... There's a big misconception about it.
Oh, girl, don't even get me started on this.
Oh, my God, seriously.
Don't get me started. I was going to mention, when you were explaining to me how this guy was talking to you, that's the difference between a good dom and a mediocre dom, or one who doesn't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Same goes for daddies. Not everybody's a daddy. You can't be daddy. It's an energy that you have to emit
and it's
in order to be called
a nurturing
daddy.
Thing.
Yes,
it's
a
not,
protecting role.
It's not about pedophilia like everybody thinks.
No,
it's not about someone. He was saying that someone told him, oh, I get it, it's because you have a daughter. And all 3 of us in the circle, when he was saying that, were like, fuck no, that's not it.
Not even the same.
No, not even close. Not even fucking close. And I even was like, okay, so I don't know from the male perspective, but like me, when I'm with someone, especially like if I'm with a woman, I like being called mommy. But it's a nurturing thing. It's a I'm taking care of you thing. It's it's
when
not.
I love you and protect you.
Yes. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, that's pretty much what it is when with the daddy thing too. It's we're your protector, we're your blah blah blah. It's a nurturing thing. It's
gonna be here for you, support you.
Yes.
Love you.
And but yeah, so like so much misconception. So get that out of your brains, people. It's not. That's not it. If the other one, if you like to be daddy because you're a pedophile, you're fucked up.
Get the fuck off our podcast.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, we don't support that shit. Not about it. Anyway.
PSA.
But anyway, so And one of the things that he was very, very clear on is that the reason for a safe word, because they asked me if I had one in the past with Joe, and I was like, well, no, because we've never really needed him, and because he's very, very, like, he knows what he can and cannot do with me and stuff like that. Body. Yeah. And so he was like, well, we have the safe word for this reason, you know, like, you can't always, you know, he's like, if you say no or stop, that'll kill my whole night. That means we're done. And I was like, okay, I get that. I was like, in my brain, the words no and stop also mean we're fucking done. So we worked everything out ahead of time, and we had a really fucking great time. Good. They tied both of us up to the bar. And at first I started without a blindfold because I was anxious. But then once I got comfortable with the situation and everything, and because Joe was like, well, do you trust me? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, do you feel safe with me? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, then it shouldn't matter that this other individual is here because I would never let them do anything with you. And he's like, but I also want you to be comfortable. And I was like, well, no, I feel comfortable. I was like, I don't feel like there's any reason to be afraid of any of the people that are here or anything like that. It's a new experience, so I'm anxious. So I let him, you know, string me up on the bar without the blindfold at first. And he flogged me a little bit and paddled me a little bit. And they have a pretty intense paddle. It had, like, little metal studs on it.
Ooh, those are fun.
And then he fucked me while I was strung up on the fucking paddle, or up on the bars. And apparently what I didn't know, because at this point I had allowed him to blindfold me, was that they both had us in the exact same position, fucking us at the same time. I was like, God damn, I wish this couple were down for fucking recording, because this would be the hottest fucking porn couple in the fucking world. But yeah, we were both strung up to the bars, and they both had pulled our hips back, so our arches were backed and our hips were up, and they were both banging us out from the back while we were strung up and bound and blindfolded, and they were beating our asses and shit.
To be a fly on that wall.
Oh my God. Right? It was the hottest fucking shit. But literally, incredible. My entire week has been nothing but threesomes and foursomes and just sex, to the point that Joe woke up Sunday morning and was super horny, and I was like, no, we're planning to go and have a group situation, and I'm resting.
Yeah, I'm resting. You need to save it, okay?
Yeah.
Save it.
I was like, I know you're not going to go over there on a first nut tonight, because that's insane. I was like, so I will jerk you off, I will suck your cock, whatever you fucking need, but you're not getting my pussy until later.
Gotta wait.
Yeah. So, it's been a wild week. Wild fucking week. I don't even know how to even freaking insane. So, we bought things.
You bought things?
Yes. I ordered them on Amazon, Blogger.
Yay!
Yes.
When are we going to Lovers?
We need to go soon. I just did my first OF payout, so maybe when that processes we can go, or either that or on the next paycheck.
Okay.
That comes in.
Let me know.
I will let you know, because we need to make a field trip. It's gonna be so fun.
So we make substantial amount with our adult content now.
Yes, you're doing well.
Yeah.
Speaking of you're doing well on your adult content, girl. I searched. I was on Pornhub. I searched wife cream pie. And guess who was the third video in the feed?
Did I pop up?
Yes! I saw you, and I was like, I'm so proud of my friend. It was the weirdest moment I've ever had on a porn site. I was like, yay, look at my girl.
So happy. Wow.
Yeah, you were third in the fucking feed on the initial search in the search bar.
Did you watch it?
I mean, I had already watched it on your OF.
Oh, that's true.
It was an OF. It was the wife gets double cream pied video.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I had already watched it. Otherwise, I totally would have been like, click.
She does too. Wow. Man, I love making porn.
So you are doing well because you're third in the feed.
Sometimes it's happened 3 or 4 times. We've been featured on the front page, the home page.
Nice.
That's a good feeling.
Oh my
Wake up
God,
in the
right?
morning and see my pussy splayed open on Pornhub hottest videos.
Yes. That's awesome.
Cool beans. You know, it's funny. Sometimes I think about what I would say to my 15-year-old self.
Yeah.
Like now, because back in high school, I was lonely and sad and kind of chubby,
Right.
little quiet, shy girl. But I always was like super horny and interested in porn. Like nobody ever knew that about me, right? And I always secretly wanted to be a porn star, but I was like, man, never gonna happen, blah blah blah. And then I met my husband, and then I'm a porn star. Dreams come true. That's what I would tell myself. Your dreams will come true.
Anyway, back to your original story. Dreams do come true. Follow your dreams.
My original story, I don't even remember.
You're doing well.
Oh yeah, so that allows us to have a porn budget now. So, next porn budget, I think we need to go to Lovers.
Yes. A Lovers trip. It'll be fun. I'm super excited. Oh my God. I squirted, girl.
Did you?
Okay, like I've had
I
baby
told
squirts.
You could do
Okay.
it.
I have had baby squirts. Little ones. And this was a full-on soaked the bed. I apologized to the man in this relationship because it was on his side.
I'm so sorry.
And it soaked, like, they have a pretty thick comforter. It soaked through the comforter onto, like, the fucking bottom
like
sheet.
A puddle.
It was, but the thing is it was during the threesome portion of the evening after individual, so after the individual we had gone up on the bars and everything, we took a break, we went out for a smoke. The male in this couple ended up getting a pretty bad migraine while we were out there.
Bueno.
And so we were getting ready to leave because she was taking care of him and he was, feeling really awful and all that. But, so I was in the bathroom peeing before we were getting ready to leave. And all of a sudden she comes into the bathroom and she's naked again. And I was like,
I thought I was leaving.
yeah. She goes, we're going to go upstairs and play. We're going to go play with toys. Because that was what we wanted to do for the second portion of the evening, was play with toys. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
I was like, is it just us or is Joe coming too? She goes, he can come too. So she goes and grabs him and she takes us both upstairs. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, Daddy said that we should go upstairs and play with toys. He didn't want to kill the fun.
Aww.
And so I was like, okay. So I went over and I checked on him and I was like, are you sure? Like, there's nothing we can get for you. And he's like, no, I just got to ride this out. But, like, you guys go upstairs. And I was like, okay.
Cool.
So we go upstairs. She has the most intense vibrating wand I've ever fucking had put against my pussy in my life. Okay.
What?
And because we had already been banging for a while and I had been edged and all that shit, freaking, it goes like, I think 45,000 RPMs.
Oh my.
It was insane. That's its highest setting. And she grabbed that. Joe's banging her out on the bed next to me, and I'm like masturbating and like feeling her tits and like scratching him up and all that. And she grabbed that thing, she stuck it on my clit, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden I go, oh my God, I'm gonna squirt. And it just goes. And then she goes, oh my God. And then she grabs it and she puts it on her. And then freaking she squirted. So neither side of the bed was dry. And then after that, she grabs it's called in most websites the accommodator. Do you know what I'm talking about? The chin strap dildo. She's like, how do you feel about your face being, or your mouth being covered? And I was like, I don't fucking mind it. It was like, as long as I can breathe still, like with my nose, I'm good. And she's like, cool. And she grabs it and she sticks it on my fucking face. And I was like, oh, you don't gotta tell me twice. So I just dive between her legs and I start fucking banging her fucking face out, or her pussy out with my face with this strap-on dildo.
I've always wanted to try one. Worth it?
Oh my God, worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, my neck got tired, but yeah, fucking worth it. And Joe is just sitting there and he's just mesmerized and he's just stroking his dick, just like, oh my God, this is the hottest shit I've ever seen. And then, freaking, she has a strapless strap-on.
Oh, yes.
Do you have one?
I don't have one, but I could sell you one.
I need one. Oh my god. So she has a strapless strap-on, and it is fucking fantastic. And it's one with the little remotes on the... Okay. And so I stick that thing in, me, so that she can receive it, and I start fucking banging her out, just fucking hardcore with this fucking vibrating strap-on. And fucking at this point, that's when her man walked up. He came upstairs.
He got a second wind?
No, he didn't. But he heard all the commotion and needed to come see what was up. He had to see what was up. So he came in, and I've got her legs up on my shoulders, and I'm just pounding her out with this fucking strap on. And then they're both, at this point, just standing there staring while I'm banging her out. It was fucking awesome.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. I'm like, straight up a week full of firsts all around. Fucking fantastic.
I want to be your audience for that.
Yeah, I would want to be your audience too. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
I'm like, you guys, we need to record this.
Yeah.
I have a camera lady.
Money. Let me record it even if you don't post it anywhere.
Seriously.
I'm sure they'd love to have it. That's
Right?
like art, man.
It is. And so, yes. Oh my goodness. I feel like I've monopolized this episode, but it's been insane.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
I'm so excited for pictures.
I'm excited too. I'm very, very excited. Got a new camera, gonna test it out. I'm still not like good with this camera because it's so new, so I'm still trying to figure it out, work the kinks out and stuff like that.
That's okay. I'll happily be your guinea pig.
I'm excited to see you in that outfit.
Ooh, it's 9:30. It's 9:30, which means by the time we start doing photos and shenanigans, we might... Oh, Jesus. We might have Joe home to make a good video. But, yeah.
I'm excited for our last minute stocking purchase.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
gonna be
goodness.
fun.
So you're going to have to catch this OnlyFans account. Check out our OnlyFans. I have started putting our OnlyFans links in the bio for the episodes. So if you're interested, they are there.
Yes,
May and Jay, right?
Yep.
MaynJay, Lexi, Lynn 420.
Check out my Pornhub. That's Jay and May.
Switch them around.
Clever.
Yeah.
Yep. Lots of good stuff.
Yes, check it out because she's fantastic, guys. You will not regret it. Not regret it for a moment.
Speaking of, did you watch the gangbang? I don't know if I've asked you.
Yes, I did. It was fantastic.
So we are thinking about doing another one.
Yeah.
Only at the club over in Seattle, Club Sapphire.
Ooh.
In September, they're doing a gangbang night.
Nice.
I'm excited for that.
This couple that we play with, they're interested in doing a gangbang for their relationship. And so I joked, because this was before we had even like hooked up the first time. I joked, 2 chicks, lots of dicks. And she goes, I'm down, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's get all the dicks.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll be a project that comes in the future. 2 chicks, lots of dicks. And you know what? That's probably what I'm going to title the video.
Fuck it.
2 chicks, lots of dicks. Look out for it. It might come. It might come.
Coming soon.
Yes. We are coming soon. Pun intended.
I'm excited.
Yes. Do you have any more juicy deeds for this week?
Nope. Tapped out.
All right. Well, thank you, lovely people, for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram at Mommy's Black Book Podcast. Email us at mommysblackbookpodcast@gmail.com. Stories, comments, questions.
Topics, literally anything. Come on, fuckers.
Yeah. Communicate with us. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. We don't care.
Just
Talk
something.
shit on us. We don't fucking care.
Yeah.
You
tell
ain't
us
gonna
we're
hurt our
stupid.
feelings.
What?
We have gotten a few shit talkers on our Facebook page.
Have we?
A couple. And I'm just like,
Oh.
yo, you ain't our demographic anyway.
Haters
We ain't
don't
gonna
hate.
stop us.
Please donate.
Have a freaking fantastic weekend, everybody.
Bye.